Hi, St. Bartholomew's. Wanted to say a personal thank you for sticking with me these last few weeks as I've preached on and laid out this vision for the Barque of St. Bartholomew's, the ship with the three sails of evangelism, service to the poor, and worship, all supported by formation and then held in um, the loving bonds of our community. And from time to time, I'm going to hopefully I will be able to reach out and talk to you about how I envision that bark, that ship sailing. And so one opportunity has come to us in the past couple of days via a letter from our Bishop John Bowerschmidt. Um, the bishop and the beloved community, which is the Diocesan Commission on Racial Reconciliation, have given us an opportunity to think together, I hope, about how we love the poor and how we serve our neighbors. And they are the subject of the letter is that it's less than 2 months till election day, and so they're inviting us, and I'm inviting you to think and pray about what that means for us as a community and for you as a Christian and as a citizen. In this week's email blast from the diocese, the bishop wrote in a letter. He wrote a little introductory letter commending to us a letter also from the beloved community, and asking us to asking all those who read it to reach out and encourage other people in the diocese to think through this, the issues surrounding voting and what God is calling us to do. And what I'm asking you to do is to think and to pray and then act as God moves you. That's all. In the letter itself, there is from the beloved community, there's a personal pledge that they've included, which is a pledge called the My Vote is Sacred pledge. And my understanding is that they're just operating on the principle that if you promise to do something, you're more likely to do it. And so they are encouraging us, all people in the diocese, to pledge that we have registered or will register and intend to exercise a franchise, intend to vote when the time comes to do that. And then there's some information about how to go about doing that. Finally, there's also at the end of this a link to a video by the presiding bishop, Michael Curry, who is the primate of the Episcopal Church. And I've watched that video, and I would also commend it to you. He's a passionate speaker and has some really interesting and I think provocative and challenging thoughts for us. And the key is that the church teaches us to follow our conscience. It's what the presiding bishop is urging people to do. It's what our bishop is urging people to do, and that's all I'm asking you to do, is to think about where your conscience leads you. The church's social teaching also says that conscience needs to be instructed. And so we at St. Bartholomew's strive to instruct conscience through immersion in sacred scripture, in a daily reading plan of sacred scripture, through our regular worship together, through a life of prayer, through learning about and reading the church's teaching on all sorts of issues, including how best to love our neighbors. So there are since one of our sails is loving our neighbor, I just want to offer these things to you, these letters, this video, and suggest a couple of next steps that might be something that you'd like to do. One is just look through the materials themselves, make them a matter of prayer in your own life and conversation with the people that you are in conversation with, whether it's a small group or a family or a set of friends, people here at the parish. Watch for opportunities that will come up in concrete ways for us to love our neighbors here. For instance, one thing that we are, this afternoon, there's a group of people meeting together to think about how Room in the Inn can come back to St. Bartholomew's in the fall. How can we best do that safely and provide a place where um, we can love our neighbors who are experiencing homelessness? I would hope for that to become something that we are involved with, not just by opening our doors and having a couple people stay here, but that your small group or your family might be able to commit to serving in some particular way, whether it's cleaning linens, or if we can figure out how to do meals, bringing a meal, doing something to make this a ministry of St. Bartholomew's, where we are actively involved in loving our neighbors. And then another next step is to look for conversation partners. I can recommend one to you, and that is Nancy Kaysen, who is the assistant to the rector for justice and mercy here at St. Bartholomew's. She is interested in talking more with anybody who's thinking through these things. And then we're going to offer in the months and years to come opportunities for us to learn and think together about these things. And one education opportunity should be just right around the corner in later on in October. So watch your calendars for perhaps some discussion groups or rectors forums, or some way where we can come together and think through some of these materials. So I am grateful to you for being on this ship with us, and thank you for listening today as I make a few suggestions about ways that the Lord might be calling you to love your neighbor as yourself. Know that I am praying for you and for our parish as we seek to embody all of these values that we have and expectations of each other as members of this parish family. So it's a real honor to be a rector, and I appreciate your prayers and your faithfulness to Jesus in loving the world in Nashville and beyond. God bless you.